Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Grady Tech and this is the unboxing and a quick hands-on review of the Redmi Note 12 Pro. This phone is available in 3 variants. Base variant starts at 25,000 rupees and it comes with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Next variant is priced at 27,000 rupees and it comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Final variant is priced at 28,000 rupees and it comes with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. It's available in 3 colors, Glacier or Frosted Blue, Onyx Black and Stardust Purple. We have the third variant in the Stardust Purple color with us right now. Now the main highlights for this phone would be its 50 megapixel Sony IMX766 sensor, and if you compare it with the Redmi Note 12, it also comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 1080 5G processor, which is a huge bump in terms of performance. It also comes with much faster charging speeds. It has a 67 watt turbocharger. At least these are the things that are most noticeable when you compare it with the Redmi Note 12. Anyway, we'll talk more about later, but first let's look at the unboxing. Here's the box. This time it's completely in black. Maybe Xiaomi is trying to make it look a bit more premium considering the price. Anyway, on the front we just got MI branding, phone's name twice and some highlights. On the back side we have some more highlights and pricing information. Now let's unbox it. First we have a smaller box, followed by the phone itself. Next we have the 67 watt charger and a USB Type-C charging cable. Inside the smaller box we get some documentation, a transparent silicone case, and somewhere in between you should also get a SIM card ejector. Now here's the phone. This is how the phone looks from the front and this is how the phone looks from the back. Now first let's have a physical overview. On the back side this phone comes with a 2.5D curved fiberglass with a pretty cool pattern. This is the Stardust Purple and this is the kind of design that you get, but if you go with the regular Onyx Black or the Blue, you get a pretty plain matte finish design. So comparatively, Stardust Purple definitely looks way better than other phones, at least in terms of looks. Anyway, at the top we got the camera module with a triple camera setup. There's also a slight notch, a glass slab kind of a thing, but the overall notch isn't too big. It also says 50 MP besides the camera. Towards the bottom, there's the pattern and the Redmi 5G branding. On the front, we got the display protected by 2.5D curved glass. We also get a free screen guard pre-applied. Display has a punch hole design and the bezels are quite slim at the top and left and right. As for the bottom chin, it's pretty small and considering the price, it's pretty decent. Overall, the phone has a boxy design, feels and looks like a pretty solid brick. Now for the sides, on the right side we got the power and volume buttons. Power button also acts like a fingerprint scanner. Buttons are made of metal and they have a nice clicky feel to them and they are sufficiently elevated. On the top, there's the IR blaster followed by the secondary microphone for noise cancellation, secondary speaker and the 3.5mm audio jack. On the left side, it's completely plain. On the bottom, there's the speaker grill, USB Type-C charging port, primary microphone and the SIM card tray. Now here's the SIM card tray. It has a back-to-back design. There's no SD card option at all. You have to live with the storage on the phone. Now this phone has a thickness of 7.98mm and weighs 187 grams. This phone fits pretty comfortably in the hand and doesn't weigh too heavy either. And I must say this is definitely one of the most premium looking Redmi Note series phones that I've used. Like every year Redmi launches Note series phones and every year there's an increment in terms of how premium the phone looks. But this is definitely the next level, at least in terms of premiumness. You really have to look at it in person to really appreciate it. At least the Stardust Purple looks much better and much more premium than your regular phones. Anyway, at the end of the day, it is a solid design and build, looks quite premium. Now these are the complete specifications of the phone. On the rear, it's got a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel primary camera with Sony IMX766 sensor with optical image stabilization. Following that is an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with 120-degree field of view. Next, we got a 2 megapixel camera for taking macro shots. For selfies, we get a 16 megapixel camera with f2.5 aperture. In the display department, this one comes with a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz screen refresh rate with HDR10+ support, Dolby Vision support, and it also has wideband L1 so you can watch high-definition videos on apps like Amazon Prime, Netflix and so on. Overall, a pretty good display. Next, in terms of performance, this phone sports a MediaTek Dimensity 1080 5G processor with Mali G68 MC4 GPU with up to 8GB of LPDDR4X RAM and 256GB of UFS 2.2 storage. In the software department, this phone will be running MIUI 13 based on Android 12. And Redmi has already confirmed that this phone will get 2 years of software updates and 4 years of security updates, which is pretty good. In the battery department, this phone sports a 5000 mAh battery and comes with a 67-watt turbocharger. You can completely charge this phone from 0 to 100% in just about 46 minutes, which is once again pretty good charging speeds. Finally, this phone also has dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support and also has high resolution audio certification. So audio quality over speakers and even over the audio jack is definitely much better than regular phones. Now once you turn on the phone, this is how the phone looks. This is the basic user interface. Here's the notification area, toggles and settings page. Now let's check out the about page. This phone is running MIUI 13 based on Android 12. As for storage, we get about 230 GB of space right out of the box, and as for RAM, we have about 5.7 GB of free RAM right out of the box. Now let's check the camera interface. This is the default camera interface that you can find on all the Xiaomi phones. We got the default photo mode, wide angle mode. On the left side we got the video mode and the documents, pro mode. On the right side we got the portrait mode, night mode and more section. We got a similar interface even for the front camera. Now these are some sample shots. Now all these pictures do look good, but is the phone really worth it? I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Now let's test the speakers. Here's a quick audio sample. So as you have heard, speakers on this phone are super loud, they are great for media consumption, and obviously they are great for ringtones and alarms as well. Especially if you're someone who watches a lot of videos on your phone, you'll really appreciate the speakers. Now coming to the fingerprint scanner, Redmi went with a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. Like, I really don't get why they priced this phone at a starting price of 25,000 rupees and didn't even add a in-display fingerprint scanner. Like, the pricing definitely doesn't make any sense. Anyway, the fingerprint scanner itself is pretty good, it's fast and almost unlocks the phone instantaneously. We also got a nice shortcut where we can just double tap on the fingerprint scanner to perform an action, like taking a screenshot, turning on the torch or opening the camera application. It's just a nice feature. Anyway, this is not going to be an exclusive feature, you can find it on all the Redmi and MI phones. Next, we also have face unlock feature on this phone, and in good lighting conditions and even in low lighting conditions, face unlock works really well. It almost unlocks the phone within a second. In complete darkness, face unlock still works, but takes about a second or two to unlock the phone. Now these are all the sensors that are present on this phone. Well, there isn't anything missing, and instead we also get an infrared blaster to control TV and AC that are based on infrared remotes, which is definitely a pretty good feature. Besides that, this phone has Bluetooth 5.2, has dual SIM support for 5G, and these are the different bands this phone supports. Now for the quick review, in terms of design and build, I'll say this phone definitely looks pretty good, definitely one of the best looking phones under 25,000 rupees. And when it comes to sensors and hardware department, we got everything. This one has all the sensors, we also get infrared blaster. Side mounted fingerprint scanner is something that I personally don't like, but it's there, it works and it's pretty fast. In terms of performance, this phone once again does a pretty good job. MediaTek Dimensity 1080 is a pretty good chip. For a normal user, performance is definitely more than sufficient, and even if you're a heavy gamer, you won't be disappointed. In the battery department, it has a regular 5000 mAh battery. Battery life is pretty good. You can also check out my gaming review for more information. In terms of charging speeds, 67-watt charger is good enough, but a 100-watt or 120-watt fast charger would have been much better. So guys, to conclude, Redmi Note 12 Pro is definitely a pretty good phone, but not for the price. If this phone would have been priced around 20,000 or 22,000, then maybe we could have considered it. But at a starting price of 25,000 rupees, it's definitely not worth it. The only best thing about this phone would be its primary 50 megapixel camera. Rest of the stuff like design, display, performance are all good, but they don't stand out a lot. So in the same price segment of around 25,000 rupees, if you want a better looking display, you can go with the Realme 10 Pro Plus, which comes with a curved display, which definitely looks much more premium and also offers similar performance. And if you want something unique, you can also go with the Nothing Phone 1, which comes with a Snapdragon processor, wireless charging, IP water resistance, and the back lift design is definitely pretty cool and will really stand out a lot. So if you're looking for something unique and you want stock Android, you can definitely go for Nothing Phone 1. And finally, if you want more performance, you can also consider the iQOO 7, which is priced at 25,000 rupees and comes with a Snapdragon 870 processor, which is way better in terms of performance when compared to the MediaTek Dimensity 1080. So in this price segment, there are a lot of options and Redmi Note 12 Pro just doesn't offer anything new or too valuable. So as I've said, Redmi Note 12 Pro is a pretty good phone, but not right for the price. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you have any questions, once again comment below this video and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. With that said, this is Nikhil signing off. See you in my next video.